everyone. Welcome back to Positive Minds with Stephen Akindayomi. In today's episode, I will be talking about be your best friend. A man who develops himself is born twice. Have you ever compared the way you shout at yourself with the way you advise a friend? Charity begins at home. You must avoid not only teaching others, but also learn to educate yourself. When a friend does not blossom, when a word is not received, do not blame it on yourself. This is both untrue and hurtful. Every time you reject yourself, you idolize others. You want to be with those whom you consider better, stronger, more intelligent, more gifted than yourself, though you make yourself emotionally dependent, leading others to feel unable to fulfill your expectation and causing them to withdraw from you. This makes you blame yourself even more, and you enter a dangerous spiral of self-rejection and neediness. Avoid all forms of self-rejection. Acknowledge your limitation, but claim your unique gifts, and thereby live as an equal among equals. Today, you have the 100% of your life left. So please look after yourself, not only physically, but mentally too. Take time to enjoy your hobby or spend time with the family or exercise. Always make sure you prioritize yourself. It is not selfish. I've often mentioned the need to help others, but help yourself is your duty too. Life is precious, and you need to give yourself the best chance at living it well. So whether you need to meditate or to pamper yourself, or if you just need some you time, make sure to give yourself the gift of self-care. Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Stay tuned as we talk about how to be yourself and your own best friend. Hello everyone, I'm glad to be back here again. And furthermore to what I've been saying, as we are already even in the week of Christmas, and we are in the month of December, and it's fading away gradually into a new year. And I hope you guys have packaged your Christmas gift, and don't forget to treat yourself well as well. You still have chance to buy yourself one or two things to just, no matter what others are getting you, whether from your spouse or your friends or family, try to get yourself something for this Christmas and just appreciate yourself for throughout the year how you've able to accomplish this greatness and to survive all the ups and downs, the COVID. To those that have died, may their soul continue to rest in peace. For those that have lost loved ones, I wish God were able to console you and be with you in this season. Not to take too much of our time. The truth is, we just have to be ourselves, because everyone else has been taken. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment you can ever achieve. Mandela wasn't a perfect man. For those that doesn't know, he's one of my heroes and my mentor, someone I look up to. I love reading about Mandela. I love doing more research from what I've already known. He had his own failing and made his own mistakes along the way of his life, to be honest, and that made him even more passionate leader. As we all know, he died in the month of December on the 5th in 2013, but he was born in July the 18th, 1918. Mandela was the first black elected president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. In one of his speeches, I just come across and somebody asked him, how do you want to be remembered when you die? And he started with a story that BBC wrote about him, trying to paint him as an angel, but he's not an angel, that he hasn't done anything good for his country, that he has not done anything good for humanity. And he paused and he said, I never wanted to be regarded as an angel. I am an ordinary human being with weaknesses, some of them fundamental. I have made many mistakes in my life. I am not a saint. He then further said, unless you think a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. Mandela was 31 years old when he made this speech. He made it known. It is left to the world to portray him what they think he is. But to him, is a man that is working every day to become a better self, even as at his age. Yes, we are all sinners, failing every day, but hopefully rising each day and moving forward. Mandela understood as well as anyone that every human being has light and darkness, a good side and a bad side. I know things I've struggled with. I know how I was able to deal with them, and there are some that I'm still working on, I'm still dealing on. People that know me better know how much more I talk about the dark side of my life. We all have what we are struggling with. Yours might not be physical, yours might be spiritual, yours might be financial, yours might even be a relationship, habits, and all sorts of things. This is the best time for you to re-evaluate, check yourself, and try to be best of yourself. There is no other person that can make your life better than yourself. No one can do it. And best way and where to start from is for us to first accept who we are. And when we accept who we are, we're able to know what we are working on. You can't be working on something that you don't know what is the problem. So we need to be able to identify our problem. Like Mandela said, he wasn't trying to justify that he's not a changed man or a man that is changing. He's just trying to say he's not a saint, but he has his own weakness and his own flaw, and he's trying to work towards better him. But the element of Mandela's life I almost want to underline is something simpler yet profound. As we look again at his journey, we see that in most people's mind, he spent the prime of his life in a prison, which we know nearly a third of his life. The man that will spend 28 years in prison for not committing a crime but fighting for the right of his own people. Through his 40s, his 50s, and his 60s, he was all in the prison. Mandela didn't get out of the prison until he was almost 72 years, amazingly. It was in his 70s and 80s that the vast majority of his accomplishments occurred. He could have left prison in his latter stage of life and just retire as most people in the world do. He didn't. He decided he had a whole new chapter of his life to live out late in life. His journey wasn't finished at 72. In fact, in many ways, it was just beginning. And his country and the world benefited because he didn't retire into his golden age. Mandela wasn't the first person to serve humanity at this age. We know of a man in the Bible, Moses. He lived his 40 years in the palace, and because he was trying to fight for the right of the people, trying to defend them from the slave master, and he hit one of the Egyptian and he died. And he knew he could get sentenced for that, so he ran to the wilderness and he was there for 40 years. And when he was 80, God called this man out of retirement. And we know how great God used him to bring the Israelites out from the Egypt, from the slavery. I've often said this, and I'm going to say it again. Age is just a number. Don't get me wrong. We're supposed to mature with age, not to depreciate with age. I know we've heard the word that say a fool at 40 is a fool forever. To be honest, I've seen people that are wise even as at their early age, in their 20s, in their 80s. People have achieved greatness in their early age. The owner of Facebook, Mark, became billionaire when he was in his 20s. And we've seen a lot of great people in their late life that achieve greatness. Don't let your age limit you or determine what you can do or what you cannot do. Don't let people tell you are too old for this. Do you know what? When people tell me I am old for something, they are only telling me to begin now before it's too late. This is something all of us should keep in mind. When some of us think we do not have time to do something new, or the best year of our life has been lived out, it is time to fade away, or we have suffered wounds or lost hope and just can't get up and do. It is then we should take the risk and write a new chapter for our life. I came into United Kingdom when I was 24, around 2004. And things were going on well with me. I started a little business. I was buying and selling, and I take electronics back to Nigeria whenever I go every year, every December. And I tried to travel once in a year when I first came, until 2006 when I lost my brother, which I've used as an example in my previous podcast. And I lost everything. In between when I was grieving, and I think I lost control of myself and I lost myself. I didn't know that my visa has expired. I lost my visa. I lost everything, and there was nothing more left for me. I couldn't get my visa until 2014-15. So I was in the country for 8 years without no ability to work. But in between that, I didn't give up on myself. I found a way to able to provide for myself. I started digital news. I started online news media called 247 Nigeria News Update. I started sharing the word. I'm sharing news. I go to corner shop like I've used in my previous podcast to summarize what is going on in the world, put it on my platform. And doing this, I was able to generate traffic, which enabled me to apply for Google AdSense, which gave me money. I never give it all. I'll put my responsibility on anyone. Growing up, I've known that it is only me that can take care of myself better than anyone. Before I think that God send an helper, I look inward. God, make a way for me where there seems to be no way, because I look up to you where my help cometh from. And I've come to realize that throughout life, people will make you mad. Just like Will Smith once said, if people will even disrespect you and treat you bad, but if you keep hating in your heart, if you think of what they've done, oh, this person let me down, this person didn't do this, that is why I'm not achieving it, you're just going to get more stuck in life. And he concluded, say, let God deal with the things they do, because hate in your heart will consume you too. In case we are not achieving as much as we believe we could, we should all ask ourselves, is our effort and dedication sufficient to achieve our goal? Like former President of United States once said, Obama, he said, hope is not ignoring the challenges standing on our ways. Neither is it blind optimism. The challenges will always be there. Oh, I did not get help, that is why this and that. Trust me, the little in your hand can take care of yourself. It's just about cutting your coat according to your size. Buy yourself, don't buy other. Live your life, don't live others' life. The truth is that he who excuses himself has already accused himself. My brother Yemi once said that if we are not close to God as we used to be, then it's time for us to ask ourselves this question, that who actually moved? Because God never moved. He controlled the world, he lived on high, and he used the heart as his footstool. So you need to ask yourself, do you move like the prodigal son left home? When he knew that he was living in a waste, and he thought to himself one day, he said, I would rather be living with my father's pig than for me to be a slave in a foreign land. You might say you have not inherited any will. You might say you have suffered all your life. You've never even known good. Trust me, those are the kind of words that shouldn't be coming out of your mouth. You are good as you call yourself. Don't let challenges or things that you've not achieved to pull you down, because I know you are stronger than you think. Your thoughts are more powerful, but you are not making use of it the way it should be. Paul wrote from a place of spiritual maturity and purity. This still makes the reason why I'm bringing this up, that sometimes we see some people because we think they've arrived. There is no successful person. There is no one that is achieving greatness or is moving towards their goals in life or living their purpose that does not have their struggle or that have not been through something. To be honest with you, they are actually still going through day-to-day struggles and challenges. The only thing that is putting them as a victor is only because they never allow their own struggles or their challenges to pull them down, and they know when to quit, they know when to relax, they know when to rest. See, sometimes when I'm tired, I just sleep. Sometimes I take time off social media. Sometimes I just go to the gym to just reflect. Sometimes I just put on my trainers and I go jogging around. Sometimes, to be honest, every other month I try to take a massage. I book a massage, I treat myself, I do what I need to do. Sometimes I take myself on a date, I just go to the restaurant and I just feel relaxed and feel happy, because there is no other person that can make you feel better than yourself. Going back to what Paul says to the Philippians in Philippians 3:13-14. Say, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before. I press toward the mark to the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus. We might think Paul has conquered all spiritual difficulties and had arrived at near perfection, but he assured us that this was not so. There was no perfectionism in him. It is common for some Christian leaders to cultivate the attitude that they have already attained perfection. Bravo. Without saying a word, they put forth the image of constant triumph that gives the idea that they are already perfect in all ways. Just as the little child is a perfect human being, but is still far from perfection in all development as man. I was talking to my friend some days ago, and we are talking about development. And to be honest with you, we're talking about my podcast. She was giving me back some review, and this podcast wasn't supposed to start this year. It was a plan for coming year 2021 because there has been a lot going on. And I was telling her how I was able to pull out, how I was able to start. But I didn't know how to go about it. Fair enough, I spoke to a friend of mine called JBK. Do you have any idea how I can go on with podcasts? Do you have more? Because she's into media. She's a journalist. So she told me, she sent me Anchor in case if you want to have a podcast. So Anchor is is the best platform I can recommend to you. So she gave me this Anchor. So I went through it and I found out it was easy for me to use because Anchor as well help you to broadcast all your podcasts to all platforms. So you don't need to go and put it on everywhere. Just put it on Anchor and they will broadcast it. So I look at it, I gave it a 4 shot and I like it. Do I need to wait till next year? If I have the time to do it now, why can't I just start? The only thing I can gain from now is experience. And every day I try my best to be better in it. I'm a shy person, for those that doesn't know. I can talk to you one-on-one, we can chat one-on-one, but when it comes to me trying to address things on media, or whether by video or by even this media platform, I know how struggle it was to me, but I keep on trying. Do not allow those shyness to hold me back or to take me away from my dream. So back to what I was saying. So I was telling my friend Maureen by name, and she was like, okay, like a child. Even a child start crying. A child does not start by crawling. It takes a while before a child can start crawling. So don't judge yourself or don't limit those little energy of yours and start comparing yourself with people that have had experience before you. See, I'll be stupid enough to be comparing myself to someone that paid their dues or have already started earlier than me in their own field. It's not about age. Some people are blessed with upbringing. They started well. I have a friend that just finished from Harvard. I have friends that went to great university. And I have so many friends that even before I ever thought of traveling outside the country, all what they wear is from abroad. The truth of the matter, those that know me know better. Jealousy is something that is far beyond my reach. I don't know how to envy other people. I don't know how to crave for what belongs to other person. I don't know how to look into other people's things like the way some people, when they see someone's success and they will feel, oh, I've always wanted that. I like this. Just like I said in my last podcast, self-imprisonment. We have impressed ourselves in so many ways that we did not know. And we have oppressed ourselves. And the truth is that we have the chance to change all this mindset. Whatever you want in life, trust me, it's never too late. Age is just a number. Pick it up, start today. The year is coming to an end. If it is training you need to take a training. If it is course you need to do, especially the part of the world I am. You might say, oh, your country doesn't give you all this. I said, I'm just saying, fair enough. I will be honest with you. Before I came to UK, things were not that rosy back home for me. Even though I came from a known family and all of that, people thought I've arrived to this place because of my family background. That's false. I labored to save money to travel abroad. I work hard. I took job that my parents did not know I was taking at that point. I saved the money. I saved and I paid part of my school fee for me to be able to get admission and for me to process my visa, and I got into the UK. I was never, and no one did it for me. But I'm not bragging or boasting about it. But I knew then this is not the life I wanted. And me here, I will not achieve that life. Even though getting here, I lost focus and I lost everything. But now I'm trying to retrace back, just like the prodigal son. It is never too late. The only thing that is late when you realize something that you shouldn't be doing, but you stop and you think you cannot make a change. Failure is good. It is like a fertilizer. Everything I've learned about life, I've learned from making mistakes, not little mistakes. I've let myself down. But you know what? The only thing that kept me going is not just because of my strength. It's the word and life of other people that were before me. Like the Bible says, a man falls 7 times, but he shall rise 8 times. I've read about Steve Jobs that got fired from his own company, but because he knows his words, a man must know his words. He didn't quit. He kept on doing what he needs to strive to become. I told you about Nelson Mandela. May he so continue to rest in peace. Say, except you see a saint like someone that keep making mistakes or intend to change. Are we able to identify our weaknesses or things we shouldn't be doing? I don't want to take too much of our time anymore. Imagine if life is as in football game. You won't go far unless you know where the goalposts are. There is no point if there is no goalpost. You just dribble around, you pass around, but there is nothing to accomplish. There is no way you're going to count your score. So without the post, so that's how some of us are. We are just in a circle, not trying to find the aim, not trying to find the right direction. For every goal you want to accomplish, there must first be a plan and preparation for it. The same goes for planning your new year, 2021 around the corner. I'm sure you're already setting goals on the business side of your life. And if you have not, trust me, feel free. You can always contact me. Like I said, we can rub mine. And when God was about to create heaven and earth, He said, let us reason together. Sometime, if you need the idea, you can always contact me. With your idea, we can discuss about it. And your idea that is nightmare will become a dream. If only you have the courage to take this up. Like I said, for every goal you want to accomplish, there must first be a plan and you have to prepare to make it happen. The same goes to planning your new year. So, but have you taken time to think about your personal plan for the new year? I mean, from you reflecting on your physical health, reducing your debt. I came into this year with thousands of debts on my name. Not that I've only cleared my debt as I'm talking to you, I'm able to manage my spending, reduce my spending and save more. And the truth of the matter, I didn't do it just because it was easy. I didn't achieve this because it was easy. It was painful. But at one point, I realized it was the money I spent. If I don't pay it now, I'm spending what is coming. I'm only fooling myself. Not that I'm only saved. I've even, in this struggle of 2020, I managed to borrow out more than I've ever done in the previous year. The truth is you have to take time to think about your personal plan for the new year. No one is going to do it for you. Planning for your personal success is just as vital as every other success you would like to achieve. If you're a 9-to-5 worker, if that is all what you do, see out of any penny you make, try as much as you can to save a penny. It goes a long way. From 2020, look at your age. Even if you are 70, and if God's still willing, He see you to 80. Every month, imagine you saving £50 in a different account from your spending money account. In 10 months, you will have 500, and in a year, you have 600. 600 is better than nothing. It can take you on holiday at your retirement. Think about this and make it count. There is no other person that can make it count but you. And I can't wait to be back here again. And once again, I would like to wish you Merry Christmas. And don't forget to put smile on people's face. Treat yourself nice. Buy people gifts for as much as you can buy. Its card is not too much for you to buy, but and send it out to people. Visit homeless people. Visit prison. Visit people that you think that you need to reach out to in your own little way. You don't need to force it, but you can always find a way to reach out to people. Let the season begin, and let's us celebrate Christmas in a happy way. Thank you once again for joining me on this episode. You can always drop your comment, like I said below. Till we meet again, I say thank you again. I remain your host, Stephen Akindayomi. Bye for now, and stay blessed. Be positive.